My phone is screaming in my hand, vibrating so hard I almost drop it. And the first thing I see when I unlock the screen is my brother Ethan's face, his smug selfie from last summer, sitting above a wall of text he just dumped into our family group chat. Since Serena won't pay me back like an adult, I'm saying it here. She owes me $200. She's had 2 years. I'm done being nice. Under that, he's attached a screenshot of a note app, Ledger, like it's evidence. Then he tags everyone. Not just Mom and Dad. Everyone. Aunties, cousins, my grandmother, even my cousin's husband who barely knows my name. I stare at the message, and my chest goes hot. Not because I'm confused, but because I know exactly what he's doing. He's making it public so I'll panic and pay just to shut him up. My screen jumps again. Mom calling. Dad calling. Ethan calling. A dozen missed calls from numbers I don't recognize, because he's clearly told people to ask me what's going on. Before I can even type, the chat starts melting. Serena? What is he talking about? Ethan, don't do this here. Ethan replies instantly, like he's been waiting with his finger hovering. She took money out of our joint account when I was helping her. I've been patient. Ask her why she's dodging. My throat tightens so fast it feels like I swallowed a rock. Joint account. We haven't had a joint account since I was 19, and he knows that. He's counting on nobody remembering the details, because nobody ever remembers details when it's Ethan being dramatic. My phone lights up with another notification. Facebook. Someone has posted a screenshot of his group chat rant into our extended family page with the caption, "Family drama?" And the comments are already starting. That's horrible. Pay your brother. So sad when money ruins families. I can literally watch my name become a story people pass around like popcorn. Then, my work line rings. My actual office phone. I glance up and see my supervisor's name on the caller ID. My stomach drops. I answer, and she doesn't even try to sound casual. Serena, she says. Are you okay? I'm getting messages. Someone tagged you in a public post. I look down and my hands are shaking, but my voice comes out thin and controlled. It's my brother, I say. He's lying. She exhales like she's been holding her breath. Okay, she says carefully. I need you to keep it contained. HR will freak out if it looks like you're in legal trouble. Legal trouble. I almost laugh, because my brother loves that phrasing. He throws words like fraud and theft around like confetti when he's trying to scare people. And as if the universe wants to twist the knife, my email pings with a new subject line. Ethan Hartman. Urgent. From my Aunt Denise. I don't open it. I already know it's going to be some version of, just settle it for peace. My phone rings again. Ethan, for the 4th time. And this time, I answer. Not because I want to talk, because I want to hear him say it out loud. He's breathing hard like he's already working himself up. Finally, he says, You thought you could ignore me. I can hear voices behind him, like he's not even alone. Take the post down, I say. Now. He makes this little laugh. Pay me, and I will, he says. 8-2, today, or I keep going. I'm not playing with you anymore. I grip the phone so tight my knuckles ache. You don't have proof, I say. You have a note app. His voice gets sharper. I have plenty, he snaps. And I'm done protecting you. Protecting me. Like I'm the messy one. Like he didn't borrow 30 grand from me, and then vanish whenever repayment came up. My heart is pounding so loud it feels like it's in my ears, but I force my voice to stay steady. You owe me $30,000, I say. Dead quiet on his end for half a second, Then he hisses, "Don't threaten me." "It's not a threat," I reply. "It's math." The next message that pops up is the one that flips something in me from panic to pure, clear anger. It's a screenshot someone, my cousin Talia, just sent privately, an old text from Ethan to me from 14 months ago that she apparently still had because I'd forwarded it to her when I was crying on her couch. The message is Ethan, bold as daylight. "I'll pay you back when I can. Stop acting like a bank. You're lucky I even talked to you." Under it is my reply, "I'm not lucky. I'm exhausted." My stomach twists. That text isn't even the worst one. It's just the one that proves he knows he owes me. It's the one that demolishes his new storyline that I owe him. And I feel my fingertips go cold because I realize if this is already being passed around, he doesn't just want money. He wants control. He wants everyone to see me as the one who's wrong, so he can keep being the golden mess everyone excuses. So I do the bold thing right now, while my whole body is buzzing with adrenaline, and my mum is still calling over and over like she can call the truth back into place. I open the family group chat, hit the plus sign, and attach a screenshot folder, 37 images, bank transfers, text threads, dates, his "I'll pay you back" messages, his "I need just a little more" messages, his "I swear it's the last time" messages. I type one line. 1. "Ethan, you don't get to rewrite this. You owe me $30,000. I've kept receipts for every transfer and every promise." Then I hit send before I can talk myself out of it. The chat goes silent for about 3 seconds. Then the typing bubbles explode like fireworks. And I just sit there, breathing fast, watching his little lie crumble in real time. To understand why this feels unreal, you need to know what my family has been letting Ethan get away with for most of my life, and why I started keeping receipts like my sanity depended on it. Ethan is older than me by 3 years, and he's always been loud in a way people mistake for confidence. When we were kids, if he broke something, it was "boys will be boys." If I snapped back, it was "Serena, don't be difficult." He was the kid who could cry on cue, the teen who could charm adults, the adult who could turn any situation into a story where he was misunderstood. My parents called him spirited. They called me sensitive, which was their polite way of saying, "Ethan's emotions are allowed to be weapons. Yours are only allowed to be quiet." When I started working full-time, I became the stable one. Not in a glamorous way. I just paid my rent and showed up and didn't set my own life on fire for entertainment. Ethan bounced between ideas, a drop-shipping thing, a fitness coaching thing, a mobile detailing thing that lasted 2 weeks. Every time he failed, there was an excuse. The market, the landlord, the algorithm, his mental health, people not supporting him. And every time, my mum would say, "He's trying." Like trying is the same thing as doing. The first time he borrowed money from me, it was $1,500. He called me late at night, voice shaking. "I'm stuck," he said. "I'll lose my place. It's just a bridge. 2 weeks, max." I had $2,300 in my account at the time. I remember staring at the number, my stomach twisting, and thinking about how I'd skip groceries and make it work because he was my brother, and he sounded scared. I transferred it. 2 weeks passed. No repayment. When I asked, he got offended. "You think I'm a thief?" he said. I felt guilty immediately, because that's what he does. He makes you feel cruel for expecting basic decency. Then it became a pattern. He'd show up warm and desperate, and I'd cave, because I didn't want to be the person who said no. I'd tell myself, he'll grow up. It's temporary. He'll pay me back when he's stable. He never got stable. He just got better at promising stability. The $30,000 didn't happen in one dramatic moment. It happened in pieces. $800 for registration fees, $2,200 for the down payment on equipment, $4,500 because his car broke down and he couldn't get to interviews, $3,000 for rent arrears because his landlord hated him. I kept saying yes, and each yes made the next one easier for him to ask for. And every time I tried to talk about repayment, he'd switch on me. Why are you acting like this? You're obsessed with money. You're making it weird. He'd say it like I was the one poisoning the relationship, not him draining it. The reason I started saving texts was because of one dinner, one stupid, ordinary family dinner, where he joked about it in front of everyone. Mum made roast chicken. Dad was in a good mood. Ethan arrived late, loud, carrying a six-pack like he'd contributed. Halfway through the meal, Dad asked him how his business was going. Ethan shrugged and grinned at me. "I've got investors," he said, and then, with a little wink, "My sister's my biggest sponsor." Everyone laughed. Mum laughed. Dad laughed. I didn't. I felt my face burn. "It's not funny," I said. Ethan's smile flattened. "Relax," he said. "God, Serena, you're always so intense." Mum gave me that look, the one that means stop ruining the vibe. And in that moment, I realized something ugly and simple. They were never going to take my side if it meant confronting him. They were always going to want me to be the quiet one, the reasonable one, the one who absorbs it. So I started keeping screenshots, not because I wanted a war, because I needed something solid when he inevitably tried to flip the story. The exact moment he tried to rewrite history for real was last summer. I finally told him I couldn't lend him any more money. I'd had a brutal month at work. My savings were thin, and I was sick of feeling like my paycheck belonged to him. We were in the car. He'd asked for a lift because his license was suspended over something stupid. And yes, I still picked him up because I'm apparently a slow learner. He started in casually. "I'm gonna need like $2,000 by Friday." Like he was asking me to grab milk. I said, "No." Just that. No. He stared at me like I'd slapped him. "What do you mean, no?" he said. "I mean no," I repeated. "I'm done lending you money. You owe me too much already." He scoffed. "I don't owe you too much," he snapped. "You offered. You always act like a martyr after." That word, martyr, hit something in me. "I didn't offer," I said. "You begged. You promised. You didn't pay." His face tightened. Then he did the thing he always does when he feels cornered. He went cruel. "Maybe if you had a life, you wouldn't be so obsessed with controlling mine," he said. I remember gripping the steering wheel, blinking hard, telling myself not to cry, because he feeds on that. He didn't talk to me for weeks after that. My mum called and said, "He's hurt." Hurt. Like I'd taken something from him. When I explained, she sighed like I was exhausting her. "You know how Ethan is," she said. "Just don't push him." That sentence, "don't push him," was basically the family motto. Don't push Ethan. Don't trigger Ethan. Don't upset Ethan. Everyone tiptoes. Everyone rearranges themselves. And Ethan calls it love. Then the real manipulation started. He began telling people I'd changed, that I'd gotten cold, that I was withholding. My Aunt Denise stopped inviting me to things. My cousin Talia warned me Ethan was talking. He was laying groundwork, planting the idea that I was the unreasonable one, so that when he finally attacked, people would already be primed to believe him. Which brings us back to today. His Serena owes me $8,200 stunt wasn't spontaneous. It was a plan. He wanted to pressure me through shame. He wanted family members to dogpile me, so he didn't have to face his own debt. And I would have caved. Old me would have, if I hadn't learned the hard way that silence doesn't protect you from someone who's willing to lie loudly. After I dropped the receipts in the group chat, everything split. Not into neat teams, but into that messy family fracture where people pick comfort over truth. My dad immediately called me. When I answered, he didn't ask if I was okay. He said, "Why are you doing this?" Like I'd started the fire. "Why is he doing this?" I shot back. Dad went quiet, then did his usual. "Blame the person who isn't screaming. Because you provoked him," he said. "Provoked. Like existing with boundaries is violence." Mum texted, "Please stop. This is humiliating." Again, humiliating. Not wrong, not hurtful, not unfair. Humiliating. As if the main tragedy is that other people can see it. Ethan tried to delete messages. That was actually the funniest part, in a bleak way. He started unsending things, but it didn't matter because half the family had already screenshotted. Then he tried a new angle. "Those were gifts," he typed. "You gave me that money because you wanted to." The audacity made my hands go numb. I replied with one screenshot of him literally writing, "Loan. I'll pay you back. End of month." Then I stopped replying. I wasn't going to argue with a man who would claim the sky is green if it helped him. I called Talia. She answered on the first ring, voice low. "He finally did it, huh?" she said. I laughed once, sharp. "Yeah," I said. "He finally went full public." Talia didn't hesitate. "Send me everything," she said. "I'll back you up if anyone comes at you." That's when I realized how rare it is to have someone in your family who doesn't demand you shrink for peace. I also called a lawyer, which sounds dramatic, until you've dealt with someone like Ethan. People like him understand only two languages, leverage and consequences. I found a small firm through a coworker, someone who handled debt disputes and civil claims. The receptionist asked, "Is there any immediate threat?" And I almost said, "Just emotional." But then I remembered Ethan's favorite move when he's losing. He escalates. He shows up. He texts your boss. He reports you for things you didn't do. He tries to make you scared enough to fold. So I said, "My brother is publicly accusing me of owing him money. He actually owes me a significant amount. I have documentation." They fit me in for a consult that afternoon. Sitting in that lawyer's office felt surreal in the way adulthood sometimes does. Like you blink and suddenly your messy family dynamic is being translated into invoices and evidence. The lawyer's name was Marissa Patel. She was calm, blunt, and didn't flinch when I showed her the dollar amounts. She skimmed my screenshots, asked a few precise questions, dates, transfers, any written acknowledgement, and then looked up at me. "He owes you," she said, like it was weather. "The question is whether you want to pursue it formally." My mouth tasted metallic. "I don't want to ruin my family," I said automatically, because that's the line I've been trained to say. Marissa didn't smile. "He's already doing that," she replied. "You're just deciding whether you'll keep funding the ruin." That sentence sat in my chest like a weight. Because she was right. Ethan had already chosen the battlefield. I'd just been refusing to acknowledge it. We drafted a demand letter, not a social media clapback, not a threat. A formal, boring, legally worded letter that listed the debt amount, referenced the documented transfers, included copies of text acknowledgments, and set a deadline for repayment arrangements. $30,000. It looked huge on paper. It was huge. Marissa asked me if I wanted to include interest. I said no. Not because he didn't deserve it, but because I wanted this as clean as possible. I wanted zero room for my family to say I was greedy. I just wanted my money back and my name out of his mouth. When the letter was sent, certified, and emailed, Ethan's tone changed within hours. That was the wild part. He went from "I'm exposing you" to "Can we talk like adults?" in one afternoon. He texted me, "Why are you doing this to me?" I stared at the words and felt something close to nausea because the manipulation was so familiar. He tried calling. I didn't answer. He tried again. I still didn't answer. Then he sent, "Mom's crying. Dad's furious. You're tearing the family apart. Not, I'm sorry. Not, I lied. Not, I'll pay you. Just, you're the villain." My parents, of course, came for me next. Mom showed up at my door 2 nights later. No warning. Just a knock. Sharp and frantic. Like she was delivering news. When I opened it, she didn't hug me. She walked in like she owned the space and said, "You sent him a lawyer letter?" Like I'd mailed a bomb. My stomach tightened. "Yes," I said. Mom's eyes were glossy, but her voice was angry. "He's your brother," she said. "Families don't do this." I blinked at her. "Families don't publicly accuse each other of theft either," I said. Mom waved her hand like that detail was inconvenient. "He was upset," she insisted. "You know how he gets. You pushed him." There it was again. "Don't push Ethan." My hands shook, but I kept my voice low. "Mum," I said, "he owes me $30,000. He lied about me to everyone. This isn't a tantrum, this is a pattern." Mum's mouth tightened. "Maybe you shouldn't have given him money then," she snapped. And I just stared at her, because it was like watching her brain twist itself into a shape that protected him no matter what. Dad called after Mum left, and didn't even pretend to be gentle. "You're dead set on destroying us," he said. "You're making it legal." I sat on my couch, phone pressed to my ear, and I said the truth I'd swallowed for years. "No, Ethan did that. I'm just not covering for him anymore." Dad scoffed. "You always have to be right," he said. I almost laughed. "I'm not trying to be right," I said. "I'm trying to stop being used." That week, relatives started choosing sides, mostly by choosing silence. Some cousins unfriended me. Aunt Denise sent me a message that was basically a prayer, mixed with guilt. Money is temporary. Family is forever. I didn't reply, because I'm tired of being lectured by people who've never had to pay Ethan's rent. Talia kept checking on me. Ryan, my other brother, sent one text. "I'm staying out of it." I read it 3 times and felt a bitter little ache, because staying out of it is easy when you're not the one being attacked. But I didn't fight him. I didn't have energy for a second sibling war. Ethan, meanwhile, tried every trick. He offered partial payments that were insultingly small. "I can do $50 a week." As if I was a credit card company. He could minimum payment forever. He claimed he didn't remember some transfers. He tried to say some were for groceries, despite the memos literally saying loan. He even tried to imply I'd forged texts, which was when Marissa's office sent him a short, icy response, reminding him that false accusations and continued defamation would be addressed. And then, because Ethan can't help himself, he made one more stupid move. He sent a long rant to me directly, admitting more than he realized. He wrote, "You think you're better than me because you have a job and a little savings. You always acted like my money problems were my fault. You're heartless." Heartless. But in the middle of it, He slipped. I was going to pay you back when I got the payout, but you forced my hand. I stared at that line, took a screenshot, and forwarded it straight to Marissa. She replied with one sentence, "This is helpful." 2 weeks later, he stopped playing loud and started playing quiet. His social media posts disappeared. The family group chat went dormant, like everyone agreed not to touch the electric fence. My mom stopped calling every day. Dad stopped texting. The silence felt eerie at first, like the calm after a storm when you're waiting for the next crash. Then it started to feel like something else. Space. Marissa negotiated a repayment agreement. Real numbers. Real dates. Automatic transfers. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't instant. But it was a structure with consequences if he defaulted. Ethan signed it because he didn't have a choice anymore. And the day the first real payment hit my account, $2,000, not $50, I stared at the notification for a long time, feeling a strange mix of relief and grief. Relief, because I was finally being taken seriously. Grief, because it took lawyers to make my own brother stop lying about me. The last conversation I had with Ethan wasn't dramatic. It was a voicemail he left from a blocked number after I stopped answering everything. His voice was quieter than usual, which is how I know it was calculated. "You got what you wanted," he said. "Hope it was worth it." Then he paused and added almost softly, "You always needed to win." I listened to it once, saved it, and didn't respond, because responding is what he feeds on. Instead, I sent one message to my parents, short and plain. "I'm not discussing Ethan with you anymore. If you want to be in my life, it can't be conditional on me sacrificing myself for his comfort." Mom didn't reply for hours. Then she wrote, "We'll talk after the holidays." The classic delay, the classic hope that time will make me fold. It didn't. Tonight, as my phone buzzes with one more call from a number I don't recognize, probably Ethan trying a new route, I watch it ring until it stops. Then I open my messages, go to Marissa's thread, and forward her the missed call log. I type one line and hit send. He's trying again. She replies almost immediately, "Don't engage. We'll handle it." I set my phone down. I open the family group chat. I don't scroll. I don't reread. I just tap leave group, confirm it, and feel my chest loosen like I've been holding my breath for years. Then I block the new number, pour a glass of water, and sit in the quiet I used to be terrified of. The money will come back in pieces. The relationship might not. But for the first time, I'm not paying $30,000 just to be treated like I deserve a place at the table.